Offering our collective salutations to the Almighty, dignitaries, elders, guests, and participants from around the world, a very good evening to everyone, and welcome to Day 18 of the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival here at Sathya Grama. We take this blessed opportunity to welcome our dignitaries, Sheikh Burhanuddin Harman, a German Sufi master and musician guiding seekers worldwide through the Naqshbandi Sufi tradition. And Shri Chellavadi Narayanaswamy, leader of the opposition, Karnataka Legislative Council. Devotion and spirituality in our culture find their most profound expression through Sangeetam and Nrityam. These art forms continue to form the very fabric of the Bharatiya heritage, embodying our values, wisdom, and timeless traditions. As inheritors of this rich legacy, it is our responsibility to protect, promote, and propagate these disciplines. The Nada Gurukulam, under the aegis of the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, is deeply rooted in this philosophy, nurturing future artists who will carry forward the spirit and essence of our cultural heritage. This evening, as part of the Know Your Mission segment, we have a presentation on the Nada Gurukulam, the School of Performing Arts by Srinivasa Vishwanatha. He studied at the Sri Sathya Sai Mirpuri College of Music in Prashanthi Nilayam, Puttaparthi. He completed his master's in music from the Madras University, and since 2015, he has been serving as a music faculty and is also pursuing his PhD from our university. Mr. Srinivas.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering our collective prayers at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Sadguru. Thank you so much, Swami, for giving me the opportunity to be able to represent Nada Gurukulam and present a brief about how the journey of Nada Gurukulam started from being a small music group in 2015, and till now it had progressed and has a long way to go. As they say, music heals. So music is a gift to humanity, for it has emerged from the source of the Supreme Godhead Himself. As Swami always says, the whole of the creation has space, and the main element that permeates all the space is sound. And being bestowed with the gift of Nada is one of the greatest gifts that God has given to the humanity. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba had started his mission with bhajan, Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. And in fact, all of us should always remember this, that we need to surrender ourselves at the feet of our Guru to be able to cross over this ocean of samsara. And music has always been an integral part of Sathya Sai institutions, from Sathya Sai Baba in Puttaparthi till now, and it continues to be an integral part of this institution where all the children are introduced to this music, irrespective whether they are musicians or not. These are few glimpses of the early years in Muddenahalli, where the music group was nurtured by Swami personally. In fact, if I have to say, this is more than a storytelling than a presentation, because it's a story of love, compassion, and patience that Swami had bestowed on the music group to make it to rise to the standards which is currently it is in right now. To make the interests of different students nurtured, with the help of our elders like Venkateshwarlu sir and other elders who are present, we had started initially fine arts training for all the students in Muddenahalli campus, where they were given exposure to keyboard, guitar, tabla, dolak, and all the other instruments. And they were nurtured to learn this instrument and were encouraged to be able to learn the instrument and present them. These are all few glimpses where they were even taught flute, guitar, and all the instruments were put together and presented as these presentations in sports meet, where it has been a very good opportunity where students from all the campuses were brought together onto one stage and present musical presentations. And initially, the very dance presentations had also started during these sports meet from the Kondapaka campus, which was then nurturing Kuchipudi, and from there the journey of the dance as well had initiated. I have to remember Shri Kunal Ganjawala and Srimati Gayatri Ganjawala, because they are the first people to have us introduced to Abhangs, which had raised the quality of the music group completely. And with their support and with their training, we had seen them how they were presenting Abhangs and other devotional songs of Maharashtra. And we started learning it, which ultimately gave us an opportunity to be able to go to Pandharipur along with Swami and present all these Abhangs in the very presence of Lord Vithala. The journey of BPA had started with the prayers of these 4 students. The first batch who had actually prayed to Swami that, Swami, if not for music, we don't know what we can do good. Maybe we will be able to pursue anything, but I think the best we can do is music. And all of you might have seen them being in band, being in music programs where they play multiple instruments. And it is, if not for Swami, we will not have got these musicians who are budding now and becoming good artists. Ragaranjani happens to be another milestone in music department, if I have to say. After the introduction of Bachelors of Performing Arts in Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, the immediate effect which we had was the COVID and the lockdown. And in fact, if not for Swami and this Ragaranjani program, it would not have been easy for us to utilize that time to learn more. the task which is given to the music group during this Raga Ranjani is that each day there has to be a raga presented, explanation of the characteristics of the raga should be presented, the songs which are there in that raga should be found, learnt and presented, the bhajans and the songs are to be presented. And all has to be in one single raga for one complete day. And it was such a beautiful experience for all of us that we had got to learn 30 ragas within 30 days. And this had actually helped us to open up our minds to see that there are lots and lots that we can learn, even if we have a little bit of time and focus in learning it. The next year, Swami had graciously inaugurated the current music department on the February 2nd, which is Tyagaraj Arathana in the year 2021. These are a few pictures of the inauguration of the music department. The first MOU which we had with Kalakshetra in the month of October 21st in the year 2020 happened to be one of the very turning points for our institution, where Srimati Revati Ramachandran, who was that time the director of Kalakshetra, had taken our students from Kondapaka campus and anybody from Nallakadanalli who are interested in dance, and she had conducted workshops for them, and that was the first time where actually there are workshops that were conducted for our students outside our campus. So these are few other workshops and presentations through Kala Sadhanalaya, with association with Kala Sadhanalaya, which was an institution which Revati ma'am had founded, where the students were taught the deeper aspects of dance and were nurtured to become better dancers. The very next step which we had taken was conducting the Bharat Sangeet Sammelan, which is a national level music conference, which was first one of its kind presentation that we had done since 2021, 22, 23 and 24. And these are few glimpses of the artists and other presentations which were done during that Bharat Sangeet Sammelan that we can see here on the screen. This Bharat Sangeet Sammelan presentations had given us a lot of learnings where we could, listen to experts in different fields, may it be Carnatic music, Hindustani music, instruments, Veena presentations, and all the presentations as to how music can be seen in different angles. So that had actually opened up our interests in pursuing art in a more deeper sense. These are the other few MOUs which we had as a department from the university, with a MOU with Karnataka State Dr. Kangubai Hangal's Music and Performing Arts University, Mysore, on 18th of March 2021. We had an MOU with University of Silicon Andhra, USA, on 30th of December 2024, and also the recent MOU which we had with Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, New Delhi, in 7th of March 2025. These are few of the cultural presentations which we did. And the very important turning point for our presentations of the students is national level competitions, when they had went out and presented and in fact sang group songs and devotional songs. They had realized what is the standards that they have to be at a university level, and they had learnt a lot going out for these competitions national level. These are few of the great artists who had come here, and we had the great opportunity to listen to them perform. Like Pandit Venkatesh Kumar ji, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab, Aruna Sairam ji, Ronu Majumdar ji, and all these artists had given us a variety of presentations present here, and if not for Swami and his blessings, we would not be able to get such beautiful artists and renowned artists come and perform in this place. The next important step the department has taken is Nadopasanas and Nrityopasanas. As many of you might be knowing, these are weekly presentations that are done by the students, where students are given opportunity to go ahead and present a 45 minutes to 1 hour of presentation, a kacheri, and learn from them and develop confidence in terms of presenting. Geetam Vadhyam Tadha Nrityam Trayam Sangeetam Uchyate, says Sangeet Ratnakara, which means to say Geetam, the vocal singing, instrumental and dance put together is called as Sangeeta. The Nada Gurukulam, which has been envisioned by Sadhguru in the year 2022, happens to be a beautiful building, if I have to say. And the work of this architecture was given to Mr. Benny Kuriakose from Chennai. And the moment the concept is given by Swami to that architect, he had taken exactly 2 months to come back, where he had thought through each and every aspect that Swami has guided him with. And believe me, he had taken a complete 200 pages of presentation prepared within the 2 months, getting into each and every detail. And if I am not wrong, this is one of the projects where Sadhguru had not made any changes, and this is a beautiful building that has been coming up right now opposite to Veda Gurukulam. So Nada Brahma, as Swami says, the Nada Gurukulam is a space that is being gifted to all the music aspirants by Sadhguru, wherein it is the easiest path to reach God. And if not for Swami, it would really be difficult for us to be able to pursue music at the level. In fact, Swami always says that in our past, we had kings who patronized all the artists and musicians. Now he is the emperor for us, who takes care of us, each and everything that is required for us, without even asking another question. Director Revati Ramachandran is the backbone of us in helping us learn what is the standards that is expected by Sadhguru and make us learn. She is a Bharatanatyam dancer, Acharya, choreographer, and the former director of Kalakshetra. And she is a torchbearer of Melatur Bani of Bharatanatyam under the Guru Mangudi Dorai Raja Iyer. She is a founder of Kala Sadhanalaya Institution of Dance and Indic Arts, and with about 50 years of dance experience. She has choreographed over 30 productions by herself, and she has done a research into Melatur Bani of Bharatanatyam. She is not just a dancer, she is also a Vainika, a Kuchipudi dancer, and an Atuvanar as well. So the architect design concept, as I was mentioning earlier, was given keeping in mind that the Nada Gurukulam encourages a student to stay connected with the nature, embracing the 5 elements as the nearest expression of the divine. In other words, actually, the architectural layout of this college is crafted to establish an environmental conducive to the practice of music and any art forms. These are few glimpses that we have of the Nada Gurukulam. This is the entrance of the building where the architect had kept all the administrative works completely separate from the music college actually. So this is the reception area of the college, and he considers this as the entry into the music college as a journey that a student starts. He doesn't just take it into as any other college where just students just enter the college, learn something and go out. But in fact, it is a journey where the student takes it up and start pursuing the inner self. This is the amphitheater where an open-air theater would be present at the center of the building, which can accommodate around 250 to 300 audience. These are a few glimpses of the classrooms that we have. And currently the first phase of 3 phases of Nada Gurukulam's construction is in progress. And as Bhagwan's guidance, with Swami's blessings, it is expected to be inaugurated on September 27th in Dashara. This is one part of the building that is getting constructed right now. And as you can see, the other part also will be a continuation which will be done after this in 3 phases. And not just music, dance. Swami also wants to have visual arts, sculpture painting, block printing, and other fine arts that are present, including the folk arts, to be included in future, so that it will be a place where all the arts of our Indian culture are nurtured in the purest form possible. I would like to thank Swami for giving us this opportunity, and these are the staff members who are the backbone of the department, who take a lot of care in terms of teaching the students day in and day out, guiding them and helping them out learning the art forms which they had taken for. These are few of our guest faculty whom we have, starting like renowned artists like Ustad Fayaz Khan Saab, then Srimati Mangalam Shankar ma'am, N.G. Ravi sir, and other artists who are there. And with all their guidance, our students are improving leaps and bounds, and we know that there is still a long way for us to reach, and the destination is only union with God. Praying Sadhguru that we be able to live up to his expectations and be worthy instruments in his hands. Swami, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
This evening, we are honored to present the CSR Circle of Honor to Crohn's India Private Limited in recognition of the support for the Each One Educate One scholarship program over the past 3 years. Crohn's India, a subsidiary of Crohn's AG Germany, has been a leader in beverage filling and packaging technology since 1999, promoting sustainable and responsible solutions in the industry. Representing the company this evening, we have Mr. Harish Hanagudu and Mr. Ramesh Bivi. May we please request them to kindly come on stage to receive the honor. Mr. Harish Hanagudu is the Managing Director of Crohn's India with over 25 years of leadership experience and a strong technical background from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. Mr. Ramesh Bivi is the Controller, Finance and Administration at Crohn's India and brings 29 years of professional experience and is a fellow cost accountant and an alumnus of IIM Bangalore. We request Mr. Harish to share a few words with all of us.
Respected Reverend Sri Madhusudan Sai, founder and head of One World, One Family. So we from Cronus are glad to be associated with this mission for the last 3 years now. And actually honored and humbled to a large extent to be associated with this noble cause. Once again, we sort of extend our support and will try and do our best to continue this association. That's my desire. And with these few words, please let me thank you for inviting me and my colleague here, and please accept our pranams and namaskarams.
This evening, we are delighted to celebrate the nation of Germany. Guten Abend, liebe Brüder und Schwestern. Germany is located in the heart of Europe and is known for its rich history, cultural heritage, and economic strength. It has made lasting contributions to philosophy, music, science, and engineering. The renowned German scholar Max Muller, who translated the Vedas and the Upanishads into European languages, recognized the profound richness of Indian philosophy and spirituality. From medieval castles along the Rhine to the modern skylines of Berlin and Frankfurt, Germany blends tradition with progress. It is celebrated as an industrial powerhouse for its precision and high standards in various industries, such as automobiles, with top companies like BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen. This evening, we are delighted to present the One World, One Family Humanitarian Award in the field of education to Ms. Ute Schnebel from Germany, founder of Das andere Schulzimmer, or otherwise known as the Other Classroom. Her initiative provides a lifeline to young people in Mannheim and the Rhine-Neckar region of Germany who have dropped out of school or find themselves in difficult life situations. With the help of university students and volunteers, these youth are guided individually and compassionately towards completing their school diplomas and building meaningful futures. At Das andere Schulzimmer, people from diverse generations, cultures, and backgrounds come together to learn, grow, and rediscover hope. By addressing the challenge of more than 50,000 school dropouts each year in Germany, Ms. Schnebel's work empowers young lives with dignity, education, and opportunity. We are honored to recognize Ms. Ute Schnebel for her tireless commitment to education and to the upliftment of the society's most vulnerable youth. May we please invite her to the stage to receive the award from Sadhguru, followed by her acceptance speech.
Namaste. Dear Sri Madhusudan Sai, dear community of the World Cultural Festival, it is with deep gratitude and joy that I accept this incredible award on behalf of our educational project, Das andere Schulzimmer, which translates to the other classroom. I am deeply moved by this recognition. And I want to take a moment to thank Sri Madhusudan Sai and the entire team of the World Cultural Festival for this honor. It is the first time that we receive such a prestigious international award. Your support not only celebrates what we are doing, but also shines a light on the broader vision of education that we believe in, a vision where no one is left behind. At our project, The Other Classroom, we are guided by a simple but powerful belief: no one should ever be left behind. This belief is not just a slogan, it's a daily practice. It's the driving force behind everything we do. Many young people in Germany face significant barriers to education: psychological stress, bullying, migration or refugee background, unstable family situations, and poverty are just a few of the reasons why going to school can be an immense challenge. These are realities that many students face every day. Realities that can often lead to a future without a school diploma or vocational opportunities. The consequences of these struggles are devastating. Too many young people find themselves excluded from the educational system, without the support they need to thrive. And without that support, their futures remain uncertain. That is why our project, The Other Classroom, exists, to change this narrative. We refuse to accept a system where students are left behind. Instead, we create a space where every student is met with respect, where every voice is heard, and where every person is given the chance to succeed. We understand that education isn't just about exams or grades. It's about giving young people the tools to heal, to grow, and to build a future. We work with those who might have been overlooked, rejected, or misunderstood by traditional school systems, and we help them see their potential. We embrace diversity as a source of strength, and we value each student's unique story. This is how we create a space where learning is not just academic, it's human. And it is in these moments when we see our students overcoming their struggles and achieving their dreams that we know we are on the right path. This award is not just a recognition of our work. It is a recognition of the belief that education must be a tool for inclusion, a bridge between cultures, and a means of opening doors to a better future for all young people. To Shri Madhusudan Sai and to the whole team of the World Cultural Festival, thank you from the bottom of my heart for this recognition. Your commitment to celebrating education, culture, and diversity is a powerful reminder that we are not alone in this work. There are others like you who share this vision. And together we can create a world where no young person is left behind. To our students, your effort and success is the inspiration behind everything we do. To our team, especially to my dear colleague, Charlotte Scheria, who is with me here on the Cultural Festival, your dedication makes this dream a reality every single day. To the German team of the World Cultural Festival, your personal support is amazing. And to everyone who believes in the power of inclusive education, thank you for supporting the vision of a world where every voice is heard and every student has the opportunity to shine. Let us continue to work together to build classrooms that are welcoming to all and where every young person has the chance to succeed. Thank you, danke schön, and warm greetings from Germany to all of you.
This evening we have two representatives from Germany address us. Our first speaker is Ms. Maria Barenberg. Born into a family devoted to Sri Sathya Sai Baba, she grew up attending values education classes at the Sai Center in Munich and later studied at the Rudolf Steiner School, where she received a strong foundation in values-based education. She's currently pursuing the German equivalent of the pre-university course in social studies, preparing her for a future dedicated to social service. She will share with us more information about the culture and lifestyle in Germany. Miss Maria.
Geliebter Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, geschätzte Brüder und Schwestern, heute habe ich die große Ehre, Deutschland zu repräsentieren. Beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. Today I have the great honor of representing Germany. This is something very special to me, as Germany is my homeland, the country where I grew up, where countless memories were created and which I deeply call home. And today I'd like to share with you the beauty of this country. Germany is located in Central Europe. The size of the country is about 9 times smaller than India. About 83 million people live there. Our capital city is Berlin. The currency is the euro, our language is German, and we have plenty of dialects, including Bayerisch, Sächsisch, Badisch, and many more. The German language is something very special to me. To outsider, it might sound harsh, but it is precise and rich of expressions. With this language, you can paint vivid pictures and capture even the finest detail. Germany's landscape is beautiful and varied. From mountains to the deep forest, from peaceful lakes to the open sea. And throughout the lands, there are lovely old towns where you can experience history and culture up close. Rothenburg is one of the oldest towns in Germany. The Speicherstadt in Hamburg is the world's largest historic warehouse complex. Now let me share a little more information about the historical development of the spiritual life in Germany. Going back to the 1st century BC, different German tribes lived in what is now Germany. For them, nature was sacred. They worshipped mountains, rivers, and trees. Their deities, much like in Hinduism, were seen as a representation of natural power. With the rise of the Christianity during the early Middle Ages, the old customs were gradually replaced by new ritual forms. Monasteries and churches were built. They served and still served as secret places for community and connection with the divine. The sheer size and beauty of many churches were meant to evoke humanity and devotion. The churches symbolized heaven and act as an expression of love and devotion to God. The fundamental idea behind building them was, if we love God, we give him the best we have. On the screen, you can see 2 of our most famous cathedrals, the Ulmer Münster and the Kölner Dom. Later, in the Middle Ages, a special form of inward focus developed, mysticism. It came from the desire to experience God directly, beyond structured religion. Instead of outward rituals, silent prayer and meditation become central. The aim was to encounter the divine within. This craving for deeper spiritual connection to the divine also led to an extremely important moment in the history of Christian Church, the Reformation. In the 16th century, Martin Luther translated the Bible from Latin, only understood by the priest, into German, so that everyone could read it. A new area of personal reflection on faith began. This inner spiritual longing is also reflected in German culture. Poets like Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and Friedrich Schiller explored fundamental questions as the meaning of life. Later, many turned to the nature, looking for mystery and what lies beyond the visible. Nature became a mirror of the soul. Some other great thinkers from Germany also engaged with India and his wisdom. Max Müller was among the first to translate the Vedas. He saw India as the birthplace of religion. Similarly, these themes of inner experience were also captured in the music. Johann Sebastian Bach, for example, composed works that reflect his connection to the divine. His music still touches people as it speaks to something beyond words. Later, you will hear some of his beautiful pieces. The Schuhplattler is one of Germany's best-known traditional dance. It comes from Bavaria and includes rhythmic slap on the legs, knees, and shoes, which is why the name means shoe slapper. German craftsmanship has a long tradition on high-quality work. In the Black Forest, wood crafting is famous for making detailed cuckoo clocks. Germany is also well known for Meißner porcelain and German glassmaking. These crafts represent German values, careful works, smart ideas, and turning useful objects into art. Now we come to the typical German food. German loves their bread. There are hundreds of different kinds. And we are also well known for potatoes, my favorite food, so much so that in many other countries we even have the nickname German potato. On the slide you can see examples of traditional German clothing. that is worn at special celebration, but in daily life, everyone can wear whatever he or she wants. You have seen a number of remarkable personalities already. I would like to add 2 more shining examples. The first one is Albert Einstein. His strong will, his wish to learn, and his habitat of never giving up not only changed the world of physics, but became a global symbol of inner strength and conviction. The second one is Immanuel Kant, one of the most important German thinkers. His works fundamentally shaped modern Western philosophy. I would like to share a few thoughts about the current situation when it comes to the focused area of the One World, One Family mission. Nutrition is not an issue for the German population. Most Germans prefer fresh food and natural food. In Germany, every child has the right of free education. Public schools charge no fees and books and materials are often provided. It doesn't matter how much money a family has. The education in Germany is mandatory. All children must attend school for at least 9 years so that no child is left behind. They can continue their education up to university, which is also largely free of costs. Of course, like every other country, Germany also faces challenges. 2 big issues are the lack of nurses and poverty and isolation in old age. One more issue is that human values are not such a prominent aspect in our education system. Besides these challenges, Germany also has a strong social system that cares for do's and needs. There's financial support, homeless assistance, aid for family, and much more. The guiding principle is to make sure that everyone has a roof over their head, enough to eat, and access to education and healthcare. The strong social net is only possible through the remarkable number of engaged in voluntary work. Nearly 40% of the population donate their time to serve others. There are more than 600,000 non-profit organizations across the country. We live in a country of peace and freedom, where education is given to every child and where everyone can get health care. I personally feel deeply grateful to live in such a privileged country. My wish is that more people in a nation like Germany also learn to be thankful for this gift and not take it for granted. To me, Germany is a country with a rich past, both spiritually and culturally. More and more people turning inward again, to silence, to prayer, to meditation, and also to India's wisdom. This illustrates that a country once feared by others is now becoming a place of peace and diversity, a land that step by step is moving to the goal of one world, one family. Dankeschön. Thank you.
We will now have a video showcasing the service activities carried out in Germany. May we have the video, please?
Muss ich denn zu Städten hinaus, und du, mein Schatz, bleibst hier. Wenn ich komm, wiederum komm, geh ich heim, mein Schatz, bei dir. Kann ich allein bei dir sein, kann ich doch mein Freude an dir. Wenn ich wiederum komm, geh ich heim, mein Schatz, bei dir. Wie du weißt, dass ich wandern muss, lieben Lieb, jetzt wär vorbei. Sing da draus, der Mädele viel, lieber Schatz, ihm
Our next speaker is Ms. Katerina Barenberg, who's been devoted to Baba for over 25 years. A designer and artist by profession, she Katerina.
Beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, respected elders, guests, and all the wonderful souls gathered here today and online. It is truly a miracle to stand here before my Sai family and to thank Baba because the person I used to be before Sadhguru came into my life no longer exists. I grew up in an environment shaped by profoundly challenging circumstances. For many years, I was so full of fear and self-doubt that I couldn't even open my mouth if there was more than one other person in the room. Trapped in a deep valley of loneliness and darkness, everything within me was longing for unconditional love, compassion, and eternal truth. In a way, that truth, Sathya, had always been with me. Speaking the truth was a must for me, even when a lie would have been easier. I simply could not lie, neither to others nor to myself. This love for Sathya was like a saving anchor long before Bhagavan revealed himself to me in his divine form. 26 years ago, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the greatest love of my life, came to me in one of our darkest hours. It was at the time when we buried our first daughter, a tiny being who had not even truly touched the earth. In the midst of this pain, Baba appeared out of nowhere in a beautiful dream. The essence of this dream was that I, a person once filled with deep skepticism and even resistance about gurus, found myself searching for a spiritual teacher. And there he was, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, standing on a gentle hill, looking at me with endless love. He spoke only 4 words: I am your guru. These 4 words changed my life. I am your guru. My heart melted, and immediately I fell in love. And deep within me, I knew that the soul's journey home had begun. Of course, I believed that now, with Baba in my life, everything would become easy. That he would take away my suffering and burdens and let me float through life on a cloud of bliss. At first, it seemed that way. My husband stood faithfully by my side, and we were even blessed with 2 more children. Most importantly, in Baba, I had found a divine mother and father, my everything. Yet, I still believed that the supreme joy could be found in the external world. Indeed, this fatal misconception was dispelled by the divine plan. In my early 40s, I became seriously ill. Overnight, I could no longer speak, move, or worst of all, sing. For 6 long years, I spent most of my time in bed with a persistent fever from an illness deemed incurable. Yet, the more I fought, the deeper I sank. I had no chance, for I was struggling against the divine will. until at last I realized the hidden gift to let go of outer ambitions and turn within. It drew me into stillness and immobility, and in that inner silence I fell into the open arms of the Divine Mother. That was also when we first came into contact with Advaita Vedanta, whose wisdom became a source of healing for me. When you are ill, you suddenly have something most people in modern times are longing for: time. I used that time to practice meditation on the highest truth. In meditation, Baba graced me with many experiences far beyond my imagination. And during this period, the immense strength of my husband's love revealed himself. Many marriages would have broken under such a long trial. But my husband, Jan, was standing by my side through diagnosis, surgeries, and another great blow of fate that was awaiting me. Over the years, Baba granted me many dreams to teach me, to guide me, and in some of them, especially the most vivid ones, he prepared me for upcoming turns of fate. Always exactly 2 weeks in advance. In January 2015, he appeared to me in a 2-part dream, but not in the form I knew. Instead, he came as a much younger man surrounded by students in white dresses. Much later, I realized that this man was our beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. In the dream, Sadhguru moved among the students with complete ease, playing effortlessly on a highly complex instrument, a fusion of an Indian harmonium and a Western organ. When I tried to play it, of course I failed completely. He laughed and said that he would return soon and that I should learn to master the instrument. In the second part of the dream, Baba, now back in the form of Sathya Sai, took on a task far beyond my ability to handle. He spoke of 2 energies that would rise upward, looked at me and said, "I will care." Exactly 14 days later, my husband woke me with the words that 2 police officers were standing in the living room. They had come to inform me that both of my parents had passed away unexpectedly during the previous night. Of course, Baba knew this would happen, and in his infinite grace, he had prepared me for this immense shock. I will care. In a way, I had been on my own since I was very young. And now, from one day to the next, I truly no longer had worldly parents. All family ties, except for my husband and my beloved children, had been taken away. I realized that this blow of fate was another gift, creating space to dive even deeper into the infinite inner world of the Guru. I became aware that something within me also had to die, though I could truly live. From that moment on, my only parents were my Divine Father and Mother, the Guru. For a long time, I thought the Guru was the one who takes you by the hand and guides you on the spiritual path. Now, I more and more feel that the divine teacher is the inner path itself. He is the way, and he is everything you encounter on the way. He is the infinite diversity. He is present in every smallest corner of all worlds, in every drama that brings you to your knees, in every joy, in every soul that crosses your path, and in the quiet, blissful peace that dwells within every being. And He is also there where all forms and identifications dissolve. He is there. And He is the force that opens the gate to the final step when your individual story ends and nothing remains but Him. For He is everything, and everything is He. The divine has often brought me down to zero, probably because my ego is quite a tough nut to crack. Yet it is in those moments of being brought to zero, when you face great loss or illness, when you feel as if your heart is breaking, there's always a glimpse of the divine hidden within. The divine does not wish to break your heart. God wants to take your heart and transform it on a wide, open, fearless, free, peaceful, and compassionate spiritual heart. And so, all that you've experienced yourself helps you to serve others with greater love and compassion. Then you go beyond just feeling the suffering of others. Every single cell in you knows what they are going through. So every day I practice, as Baba asked me in the dream, to purify and empty the instrument. May every thought I think, every word I speak, and every note I sing be attuned to you. And may we all continue to purify and empty ourselves, so that together we become finely tuned parts of the great universal orchestra which is called One World, One Family. Beloved Sadhguru, again I wish to express my deepest gratitude for your eternal guidance and everlasting presence and love. Thank you.
This evening, we also have a CD launch by the devotees from Germany. We request Mr. Jan Barenberg, Mrs. Katharina Barenberg, and Mrs. Dagmar Goss to kindly come on stage. The ensemble Atma Sahaya is dedicated to the musical unfolding of that one truth which underlies all spiritual paths. Inspired by the Vedic wisdom and carried by Western influences, the album unites new settings of the well-known Shanti Mantra, the Mahamrityunjaya Mantra, and the Mahavakya Mantras with devotional and original compositions. May we have the CD launch, please? May we now invite Sri Narayan Swamiji, leader of the opposition, Karnataka Legislative Council, to address all of us.
Respected Madhusudan ji, Sai, respected dignitaries on the dais, the students, ladies and gentlemen. I am really grateful to Madhusudan Sai ji, who brought me here. The world's cultural festival is going on here. Actually, this Sai organization, it is working for the poor of the poorest. In 90s, I came here with my son to admit in a school. By that time, he is not agreed to stay here because it was like a jungle. In a decade, it's a whole scenario is changed now. I think Madhusudan ji has made it. And I was searching, where is the heaven? Today I found that heaven is here. Heaven is here. What a wonderful campus. To Indian culture, we can see everywhere here. And the world cultural festival is going on in memory of Baba 100-year birth anniversary. So, I really delighted to come here. I am also thankful to Govind Reddy who brought me here today. See, we see in political arena, see one after one, we are quarreling everything. But really, we don't know what is peace. We have to see the peace. Or, if we wanted to love the peace, we have to come to this place. Then only we can live peacefully. Really, the students here, they are learning here itself. After they are making their appointment also in the same campus, till their end, they can live here. So hide these words from Govind Reddy. So I'm really, it is a wonderful campus. It's made by Madhusudan ji. When I started now, from the dawn, the free hospital for the poorer of the poor. See, idea is we always should not sell the education. Now, education is in a market. Food, we should not sell, but that is also in the market. But this institution is giving all these facilities free for the poorer sections of the society. I will say one or two words in Kannada. Chikkaballapur is not too far from Bangalore. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಓನ್ಲಿ 45 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು. ಬಟ್ ನೋ ಬಡಿ ನೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಬಾಬಾರವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಬೆಳೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಾರದು. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವರ ನಡತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವರ ಚಿಂತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಭುತ! ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಾನವನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸುಖವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೇ. ಆದರೆ ಸುಖ ಸಂತೋಷ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ತಮ್ಮ ನಡೆ ನುಡಿ ಜೀವನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೋ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಖವನ್ನು ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಕಾಳುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬಾ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರೂ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೇ ಶಾಂತಿ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಮರೆತು ಸರ್ವರಿಗಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷದ ಸಂದರ್ಭ, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ದವನನ್ನು ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಾಬಾ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನಾನು ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನಂತೂ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ದೂರದವನೇನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನವನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೇವನಹಳ್ಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು 15-20 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಥ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಸುಖವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಾಬಾರವನ್ನು ನೆನ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಕಾರಣೀಭೂತರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಜಿಯವರು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಸದ್ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಸಜ್ಜಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರ, ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾರು ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬಾರ ಅನುಯಾಯಿಗಳು ಭಕ್ತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ತಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲಿರಲಿ. ತಾವು ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದ ಜನರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರಸದೌಸರಣವನ್ನು ಉಣಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಾವು ಏನು ಸಜ್ಜಾಗಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಬಾಬಾನ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಹೀಗೆ ನಡೆಸಲಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆಗೇ ಮುಡುಪಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವು. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿರ್ತೇನೆ. ನನ್ನ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ತಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಪಡೀಬೋದು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ವಂದಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you for your presence this evening, sir. On this occasion, it is our privilege and honor to extend our token of gratitude and love to our guests. First to Sheikh Burhanuddin Herman for this event with his presence and for sharing his enlightening words of wisdom with us this morning. And our heartfelt gratitude to Sri Chalavari Narayana Swamiji. We now pray to Sadhguru to bless us all with his benedictory message.
Today, as we celebrate another country of Germany, it is our privilege and honor to have the esteemed guests, Sheikh Burhanuddin Herman, as well as Narayan Swamiji with us on the stage, sharing this momentous occasion. Max Muller, who was a German scholar, he came to India, studied the Vedas, Upanishads, and found the wisdom in that which was unparalleled. And he took all that to Germany and translated it all in German language. And he said, if India lives, who dies? And if India dies, who lives? Because India is the mother of all civilizations. It is the spiritual mother of the whole world. And the spiritual knowledge of India is what sustains the world, gives it a direction. So also somebody like Albert Einstein, who was one of the most celebrated scientists, he too believed in our Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. So Germany and India might be geographically apart, but spiritually they are very close. Whether it was a Vedic scholar or it was a scientist, they both believed in Indian wisdom. And that is how India has influenced and shaped the ideologies, the philosophies of the world. As I went to Germany, I met a lot of our people over there. And I was so surprised to know that they have more understanding of our Upanishads and Vedas than most of the Indians have here. And there are German schools where Sanskritam is compulsory. They study it as a language. Though they have nothing to do with Sanskrit, so to say, because it's so far. Whereas in our own country, we do not still take that language so seriously. But Germans are studying that, Sanskritam. And I was very surprised how the people in Germany are so, for them it is so easy to understand our philosophy. And through the Reformation era, the faith and religion also underwent a lot of transformation where they started believing in that one divinity. You must have seen in the screen Martin Luther. He was a revolutionary, spiritual revolutionary who brought this idea that there is only one God, everything is divine. The Upanishadic idea. Of course, it met with its own set of resistance, but then the idea remained. And even today, people believe in that. And that has really impressed me so much about Germany. We know Germany for very many reasons, good and bad. But today we can definitely celebrate Germany for this one wonderful reason, that they are more close to India than most of the Indians in terms of understanding India's philosophy, culture, and spirituality. Also, what I really learned from Germany is their sense of perfection in everything, whether it is automobiles or whether it is instruments for surgery. I went to a place, to a company, and saw how surgical instruments are made with such precision and quality. So also their technology, name it. Their pursuit for perfection. Bharat says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. We must pursue perfection. And Germans are like that, extremely perfectionists. And they always strive for the best, strive for excellence and perfection. That is something, again, we can learn. It's a small country, size-wise and population-wise compared to India. But their pursuit for excellence is very inspiring. And now that I hear that not just in the scientific or in the advancement or in the medical or the technology field, but also spiritually they are going within. And more Germans are learning about Indian philosophy, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and to understand it better, they're learning Sanskrit so that they can understand that knowledge firsthand without losing its essence in translation. So they directly want to study Sanskritam. They don't want to study the translation of Vedas and the Upanishads. Look at because perfection is there. In everything they want to pursue perfection. And that idea is something again which is very inspiring. Spirituality is not antithetic to material progress. In fact, India was so rich both materially and spiritually because of its spirituality. It saw no conflict between material progress and spiritual progress. Our kings were spiritual, so also our saints were. And they had no difficulty in accepting the world as they accepted God because they saw God in everything. That India is now slowly rising again. In institutions like ours, where Sanskritam is compulsory, at least one step taken, where children learn Vedas and Upanishads, where they learn Sangeeta, Nada, and Nritya, the culture of India, and also they are at the same time studying the latest advancements in science and technology, in medicine, finance, arts, humanities, in every field that you can think of. That is the original India, where education was for all, that was not a commodity which was sold and bought. Healthcare was made available to all, irrespective of their socio-economic status. And food was never sold, as the minister was saying. Food was never ever sold, because we always believed in sharing. That was Indian idea. And when I hear in Germany too, education is compulsory, it is given to all, and those who are school dropouts, the recipient of the Humanitarian Award said that for them they work to include them again. And Germany has given refuge to a lot many immigrants. We heard yesterday, right? We heard about Lebanon, we heard about Syria, we heard about so many of those countries from where many people migrated to Europe. Many people are living in Germany. I've seen them. Germany sheltered them and gave them education, food, and rehabilitated them. So that was also an act of kindness. This large-heartedness is what the world needs today. Yes, when you share, there is a fear that we will lose what we have. But in the larger picture, we really do not lose. We actually gain. Because God works in mysterious ways. When one shares, cares, sacrifices, God rewards them with gifts that are beyond material, incomparable in their value. And that is something that Germans have understood. And to our mission also, they support. And that is also something that I want to acknowledge, that in their own way they support our mission, both in Germany as well as in India, because they truly believe that this mission can transform the world and this must be supported. So to all the devotees from Germany and to everybody else who has organized this day, today's festival, today's culture, and I hope you all had the potato salad. It was quite nice, right? So that is because Germans eat a lot of potatoes. It's cold there. So they boil potatoes and keep eating. That gives them a lot of energy. However, as I said, we have to learn from our history. We have made mistakes too, and we must correct those. Wars and conflicts are never the answer. Always it is a dialogue and camaraderie. When people can come together and sort out their differences and see what they can share and share with each other and how they can help each other. That is the idea of one world, one family. I'm very pleased that such a thing is happening. I'm also grateful to the Honorable Sheikh who shared his wisdom in the morning. And one thing that I took away from there was gratitude, gratefulness, to thank God for everything that we have. When we wake up in the morning and then when we go to sleep, there are a lot of things we can still complain about, but there are a lot many more things that we should be grateful for. And that he said, whatever be the situation, thank you, thank God, thank the Almighty. That's a great lesson because I tell our children all the time, count your blessings and count them again. And as a matter of practice, every night before they go to bed, they have diaries in which they write things that they are grateful for, so that they always are reminded that they have got so much more than so many people in the world. And that is the reason why we should be grateful to God for. So that is the reason why I insist that people remember God with gratitude. And in whether good or bad, everything is by divine will for our good. Just now Katerina was saying, a lot of difficulties she faced. But every difficulty was a turning point, an opportunity to get closer to God. That is how difficulties should be looked at. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, an opportunity to get closer to God. I'm also glad that Nada Gurukulam is taking shape. It's still a long way, but it is the first step to promote Indian art, culture, its philosophy through music and performing arts. Indians were always very musical. All Indians, whichever home you go, they sing some songs, they sing bhajans. During festivals, they have their own folklore, folk songs. Every Indian family knows some song or the other. All mothers sing lullabies, put their babies to sleep. All the fathers, they sing film songs, if not devotional. All grandmothers and grandfathers know all their folk songs, which they sing during various rituals or just as a celebration. Everybody sings and dances. Music is there in Indian genes. Bharata, Bhava, Raga, Tala, that is what I say Bharata is. So everybody has it, but they don't hone it, they don't culture it, nurture it, so it remains that way. But in our institutions, we have made special efforts to ensure that everybody learns a bit of music. Even if they don't grow to become a musician, they still can at least appreciate music and enjoy it. To that extent, everybody learns music. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 6ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ವರೆಗೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ರಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವರ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ರಾಗ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ತಾಲ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರಸಿಕರಾಗ್ತೀರಿ ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಂಗೀತ. That is how they all learn. Let us demonstrate one. Mohanam. You know Mohanam? Yeah, so everybody should sing the Arohana, Avrohana. Okay? Kishuti. Sare. Ga. That's very simple raga, and out of raga. So everybody learns. And what is the bhajan in Mohan raga? To children, what do children know? Nin Gurtapani Sangeeta Guru. Avarge ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. I'm asking children, who asked you? ಈ ಸಂಗೀತರಿಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಡೋದಲ್ಲ. Tell university, tell one other than Nama Parvati. Boys? Mohana Raghurama, correct. That name itself is Mohana. So you remember that. Good. Idea is that you must remember, because this is such a beautiful treasure of music that we all have. Nobody else has it. So everybody should appreciate, because India's raga system is very unique. It's not there anywhere in the world. Though they have their own music, even Kant from Germany, he is a great Western musician. And we also have some music that we play. But then I want to re-emphasize that Indian music, the depth of it, the variety in it, and the spiritual intensity in our music is equal to no other music in the world. It is the best that we have, and so we must learn, and hope Nada Gurukulam people continue to practice and attain new heights, and through music, Nadopasana, they attain Brahma, Nada Brahma. Music is the shortest path to divinity if you're a good musician. If you pursue music as your sadhana, whether it's Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Annamacharya, or anybody else, they all have attained God through their music. So everybody should learn and appreciate music. And I'm also thankful to German devotees. They have prepared a CD. When I went to Germany, they had made a CD on all Advaitic Mahavakyas. Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. On that they have made music, and it keeps repeating. It was very meditative. So I told, why don't you make it into a nice CD and bring it here so that we can play it in the hospitals and generally in the corridors, so that it keeps going inside. So they have prepared and brought that CD. We are very grateful to them for that as well. Again, as I said, we must learn from each other. We must learn from Germany about their perfection, about their pursuit of excellence, about doing everything with such precision and quality. German quality, everybody swears by it. That is something that as Indians we need to perfect still. And we, Germans learn from India the spiritual wisdom that we have. So there is something that we can learn from each other. Let us continue to learn and grow together. Sahanavavatu sahanau bhunaktu, it says. Sahaviryam karvavahi. Let us learn, work together, and enjoy this wisdom that we can share. With these words, I conclude, and we will assemble shortly again for the evening musical presentation by German people. Thank you.
We will now have a 10 minutes break, and we will reconvene for the cultural program from Germany. Dimitro Graf on the double bass, and Uwe Fockmer on the piano. Brothers and sisters, please put your hands together for our artists this evening.
Sairam, with humble pranams to the lotus feet of our beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. In behalf of the German musicians, we want to express our deep gratitude for your invitation. We feel honored to represent German culture on this auspicious occasion. We are aware that it is you who gave us the music, and our hearts are filled with happiness that we can give it back to you now as one part of the universal energy for one world, one family. Om Shri Sai Ram.
It was truly a memorable evening for us. I think this orchestra, which presented some of the most popular numbers as well as some of the most complicated music from the likes of Beethoven, Bach, it was absolutely out of the world. And even the new one from the Pirates of the Caribbean, the theme music, thank you for that also, because our children know that music. Eine kleine Nord and Pirates of the Caribbean, these are something that our children play. But this is a new standard, and I think all those people, can you just stand up, all those who are in the part of the orchestra? The violins, the violas, the bass. These are all part of our orchestra, sitting all the way. We have 200 people. Yeah, they're all sitting because they come by after practicing. Now you know what the standards are. That is what I say. God expects perfection but tolerates excellence. So I've been tolerating you for a long time. Now it's time you prepare yourself. I know it takes many, many years of practice, but this is what the standards are. This is what an orchestra should sound like. I'm so glad that this happened. What a change, and what a beautiful transition from the Arabic music till yesterday, from the Lebanon and Syria and Middle East to this Western classical music of the Europe, especially Germany. And as I said, they're perfectionists. Germans are like that. They'll beat themselves to death unless they're perfect. They won't be satisfied. So we have to learn something. This is what I mentioned, that we have lots to learn from each other, but perfection in everything is what Germany stands for. And just this music is a simple, small sample of how they are. So we really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. It was wonderful, from the piano to the flute. They were out of the world. And thank you for bringing them, Dimitris. It was one of the very finest evenings, I think. And to get a chance to listen to such kind of music is not given to everybody, because in India we don't get this kind of music. And then you can't travel to Europe to listen to all this. But it felt like that we were all transported to some cathedral or some palace or somewhere in Germany, and sitting and listening to this beautiful orchestra. So we are very grateful and very thankful to every one of them. Thank you so much. Dankin Shan. Oh yes, of course, the sound technician. He's saying, please thank the sound technician. He didn't ruin the orchestra. So, of course, the sound technician, the acoustics, everybody, all of them who are a part of this. But yeah, so to everybody, it was very nice. It was truly a blessing. And I have been telling Dimitris, please ask some of these European orchestra people to come here and present here. I told him, even a quartet is fine. Even 4 people with that perfection, if they come and play. Because I heard one of them in Austria. We were there in Salzburg. They were playing the Mozart's pieces in the palace there. So we could sit there and listen. I was so impressed that there were just 4 of them. And they played so well that I was surprised that such kind of music could be produced with just 4 instrumentalists. And that's when I thought that why don't such people travel? Are they also coming from Austria? From Salzburg, they're also coming. You should listen to them. They're just 4 people, but the kind of sound and music they can produce is amazing. We don't need 200 people on the stage to make noise. We need 10 good people to put music in place. And I've told Dimitris that I will take our orchestra around the world, but I would just take 15 people with me. That's it, the best 15 from the boys and the girls. I will take you around the world to whenever I travel, but that should be the elite 15, the best 15 in various sections, something like this, what you just got a view of. All right? Okay, sit down. I'm teaching them some Western music. Dimitris is in charge. They're learning. But this must have been a new standard for them, and they would have definitely enjoyed. Thank you so much. Yes.
May we request all to rise for the national anthem of Germany, followed by the national anthem of India.